So yeah, you mentioned a lot of the new green plans that have been initiated. Well, how have they done like creating jobs? Have they been a positive or a negative?
I will say that they've been a positive. Um, Many of them have been in, like Stephen shared with you, development of new infrastructure. So LEED certified buildings on some of our terminals, the LEED certified building with our security division. We have, if you look outside of the window, on-dock rail project, which I would consider to be a green project. It's the ability to place containers onto rail at the terminals and then move those containers out through the corridor, Alameda corridor, to the intercontinental rail yards. And that helps to reduce emissions by reducing congestions and the amount of trucks that you'll find on local
Each
freeways.
train, and again, this is such a great visual for you guys. Each train that comes in or out of here takes 280 trucks off the freeway. You can see those trucks disappear.
So I also call the port a mini economic stimulus. So we have been able, through amazing partnerships with our terminal operators and also with the federal government on numerous projects, to be able to create jobs by building projects like our on-dock rail, also replacement of our Gerald Desmond Bridge replacement program, the redevelopment of our Middle Harbor. So thousands of jobs will be created here at the port throughout the next 10 years for these major infrastructure improvements.
The port is an obvious booster to the economy. Does it also help influence small business?
It does. Actually, we've been working with the White House on a new development. President Obama came forth with an initiative called his National Export Initiative, and we've been working with our communications division, also our trade relations division, to really encourage small businesses to export. Many small businesses don't export because they feel that the process might be too cumbersome, or they might not have the resources available to them to know how to do it properly. So we've been working with our federal partners and also our local and regional partners. We also fund a program through the Long Beach International Trade Office, and they help to support and provide resources to small businesses to encourage them to export. What's your name again? I'm sorry.
Austin.
Austin.
What are the main regions that the port exports to?
Some of our major trading partners are, I would say, Japan,
Asia.
Asia.
It's
yeah.
easy to classify.
China.
Both imports and exports. You know, the Pacific Ocean is big, but it's not big. You know, it's 12 days in transit. No time at all. So, it's geography.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, and also in that study that I shared with you that we commissioned, it found that goods moving through the ports of Long Beach and Los Angeles made its way to every congressional district in the United States. So that's all 435 congressional districts throughout the United States receive goods moving through these two ports.
Who or what is responsible for these improvements? Like, is there a certain department you have? I'm sorry, talking about green improvements as far as improvements.
I think a lot of it comes collaboration between our Board of Harbor Commissioners and our environmental planning staff, our engineering staff. I would say it's throughout the port. I think we do a good job of working together, talking about, because we each come from a different vantage point and know, some of us are out in the community listening to what the community's needs are and desires are for improving the environment, whereas some of our more technical staff understands some of the new technologies that are available that will help us to further reduce emissions. Security might come. So we all come from different vantage points. I would say it's a collective effort.
Even our maintenance division is employing greener practices. So the street sweepers, the clean streets in the port, I mean, the chemicals used on landscaping, all of it. It's a commitment from the port as a whole.
And I will have to say I'll have to wrap up in about 5 minutes because I know I have to get to another event. And I know I appreciate these gentlemen making time too. So, any other questions?
Colton.
What are some of the things that you export?
You know what? It's raw materials primarily, lower value cargoes. If you tour the port, you'll see scrap heaps, scrap metal. We recycle in the United States. You pull down a steel girder from a building, it ends up in Korea. They reprocess it, ship it back to us as a new microwave oven or a new finished product. We recycle in our homes, cardboard, all of that stuff I put into my big purple bin. Asia Asia. They are natural resource poor in Asia. They don't have the great forests that we do. They'll take this cardboard and put your new microwave in it and ship it back to us. Cotton, agriculture. California, outside of Southern California, very agriculturally rich. I just hosted students from Cal State Fresno. They reminded me that they're feeding the rest of the world. I mean, it's California cotton, goes to, like my favorite third grader says, Mali, Asia. You've heard of that country? They spin it into cotton and then we buy it, okay? Lower value agriculture, waste products. Again, we come up with concepts in the United States that's manufactured abroad. We don't manufacture much anymore. But that's okay because we come up with concepts. Kids all over the world want to look like you guys, believe it or not. That Phantom shirt, yeah, it would be hot in the People's Republic of China or in Ecuador, trust me. Samara, I'm sorry, you were going to...
Oh, no. I forgot what I was going to say.
You're thinking about the Phantom shirt?
I was.
Yeah.
You caught me off guard. All right.
Class of 2? Am I reading it right? 2013, go class of 2013.
I know. Wow, I was class of...
Does the port help keep the state? Does the port help keep taxes in the state of California low?
We are, we operate the Port of Long Beach on behalf of the state of California under what's called the State Tidelands Trust. We don't have any direct correlation with taxes, although the businesses that we generate, or the revenues that are generated through businesses that operate in the port also help the state of California, but we don't necessarily help to keep taxes low, per se.
You know, it's interesting. As Samara mentioned, our regulations in California are different. If you lived in the state of Washington and you owned property, part of your property taxes would go into seaport operations. Doesn't happen here. Again, California states that our seaports have to be self-sufficient, operate in the black.
And so we don't receive any general fund revenues from our city to operate the port. All of the funds that we receive to operate the port come from our wharfage fees, terminal leases. We're a landlord port. So as Stephen said, we're very self-sufficient. Austin?
About like approximately how much profit do you make per day?
Per day, well, per year, last
Okay,
year,
per year.
audited to 170 million. And again, how many government agencies make that much money? But we can't build roads, we can't build schools. Again, the state mandates that we reinvest in our infrastructure. If we don't give that terminal out there their environmental enhancements, they say bye-bye to us. They sail 4 miles to the west.